Welcome to the HIP Senior Podcast, where wisdom meets innovation. Join us as we connect compassionate businesses with the vibrant senior community, uncovering opportunities, insights, and stories that celebrate the heart and soul of the senior industry. Now, buckle up for stories, laughter, and wisdom as we introduce today's inspiring guest on the HIP Senior Podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the HIP Senior Podcast. My name is Marianne Bailey. Today, I will be your host, and I am with Kebe Broadnax. She is the owner of Seniors Helping Seniors in Hampton Roads, Virginia. Welcome to the HIP Senior Podcast.
Me.
Yeah, absolutely. I am so happy that we are finally getting this going. Kebe's been a member of the HIP Senior for a little while now. Her and her partner are owners of this wonderful business, Seniors Helping Seniors, which I am fully supportive of. I love the thought of seniors being able to help seniors and being put in that type of position for that. So tell us a little bit more about yourself and how you got into owning a Seniors Helping Seniors franchise.
Benjamin Sawyer is my fiance, and we own the business together. I actually was born and bred to be a caregiver, so it comes very natural to me, and I'm very comfortable in that skin of caregiving. But how we landed with Seniors Helping Seniors was probably how a lot of people have landed in a new career or second career, some even third, and that would be Ben's story after COVID. And I was working full-time for a mega church that had different locations. And my largest department was the senior department. And I've always had a heart for seniors, and I had the pleasure of taking care of many seniors with that job. Of course, during COVID, there was a lot of decrease in attendance. There were shutting doors of churches and different events that people in general could attend, primarily of really having an effect on seniors and the care that they can get outside of the home, which then we try to bring it into the home. So I was tasked with that, which was really a good start to what we are doing now. During that time, Ben was retired from the military as well as FAA. We were just sitting around thinking, how can we still work because we weren't ready to completely retire, but give back? And was introduced to Seniors Helping Seniors, did a lot of groundwork with them. They did some vetting with us and wanted to make sure that we were a good fit for them and they were a good fit for us. After months of going through training and seeing what this would look like, we decided on being franchise owners of the Hampton Roads area, which covers all the 7 cities in Hampton Roads. That's how we landed on it. And we came into this territory very fresh. The closest Seniors Helping Seniors to the Hampton Roads area is in Richmond, which is about an hour and a half, 2 hours away. So we pretty much have monopolized this entire area and been able to service our seniors with some of the best caregivers this area has to offer.
How has growth happened since COVID? What kind of impact did COVID make on in-home care like that versus more people choosing in-home care versus moving into a senior home or something like that because of their fear of COVID and different stuff like that? Or how's that been impacted?
Unfortunately, the medical field took an impact with COVID just in general.
Right.
A lot of nurses have retired. A lot of nurses have decided to do something different outside of nursing. And then some just want to strictly do home visits or televisits. And so COVID has shifted the entire medical world, if you will, and how it's directly impacted in-home is somewhat beneficial to what we offer because now we have retired nurses or CNAs looking for part-time, LPNs that are willing to pick up some of these cases and go in with companionship, of course, being our brand model. There's a plethora of other needs that are still there. Medical reminders, lower medical assistant. Some people need assistance with toileting, showering, meal prep, nutritional information and transportation to doctor's appointments. We've actually been able to make a positive impact from what COVID left behind and being able to supply some of the seniors with this in-home support that maybe they were getting at a facility or the facility might have closed or downsized on the persons that they can accept, things like that. Now we're able to bring what they need directly into their home and they have support right there. A lot of them do so much better in the home. And because it's personalized, sure that it's tailored exactly to what they need.
Right. As bad as COVID was, and I certainly wouldn't wish us to have another event like that at all. But as bad as it was, there's been some very inspirational stories of different businesses that have stemmed because out of the need and because of COVID. So
Absolutely.
that's been the one good part about it. The other good part is that it's so much more acceptable for businesses to be able to get onto the internet and share their story and make awareness to different services that they offer like this as well. So can you think of any, since you've started this, can you think of any inspirational stories that stick out to you about, obviously don't disclose any names or anything, but any stories about any really great things that have happened with your business since you have started this?
Marianne, we've had quite a few inspirational stories. One that will stick out the most, it was with our first client, and we actually were trying to figure out what that was going to look like and how we were going to do the assessment. And we flew back in town. She said she needed us to come over. We met with her and we were going to assign her a caregiver. She was actually ready to start the next day. And because we hadn't assigned her a caregiver and we have a system in place on how we match clients and caregivers, we said, okay, we'll be here. And so it was just that simple. And we showed up the very next day and she's been with us ever since and servicing her need. The story got picked up by our PR department, which then got picked up by CBS News. And so a couple of weeks ago, they did a live interview. I thought it was going to be strictly audio, but they showed up with cameraman and anchor woman and this whole story about the client and I and all that we shared and how we met and the experience it's been for her and how it's reflected with us. And then at the end, they awarded me with an Everyday Hero Award. And I had never heard of that. I'm from Los Angeles, California. We probably have something similar through our news platform, but that's what they, call it here. And, so when they came out with that, I was just really blown away. But I was very appreciative that some light had been shed on seniors helping seniors, and especially what we were able to do for the client and what that looked like to other people. It's one thing to see what it looks like through your own lens, but from a larger scale, it was just really, it was a feel-good moment, not to receive the award, but for other people to understand how needed Seniors Helping Seniors Hampton Road is and how it's able to facilitate so many different support mechanisms for people that just don't have family or anyone to be there for them.
Congratulations. I know what a special award that is. We have one here in Dayton, Ohio as well. I know that because I was awarded that as well. So we are kindred spirits in that. So any news, any updates as far as like for future growth that you guys are planning or what's in the future for you guys?
Quite a few things. We are developing a relationship with the VA administration here because Hampton Roads is a very strong military and veteran area. And so we're really trying to develop that relationship with the veteran community, making sure that they too can take advantage of some of the services that we offer. Being that Ben is a veteran, it's very near and dear to his heart.
Sure.
He tapped into that. And there's several bases here. There's only one VA hospital, but like I said, we're right on the brinks of connecting those dots. And once we do that, we'll really expand our territory with that veteran community.
Okay.
So that's something that we're looking forward to.
All right. Everybody, Kiwi, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your story with us. I am so excited that you guys are part of the Hip Senior and part of our community as well. So thank you for that. I wish you all the best success with your business. Looking forward to seeing what comes of 2024 for you.
Yeah, and we really appreciate the invitation. I think Hip Seniors is hip. Thumbs up to all that you and your company do to make sure that seniors stay hip and they stay
Active and moving and
active. Yeah,
everything they can be.
yeah, and really reminded is a good word of all the different resources that are there for them because that's what we have found to be. I would say the canker is just understanding the resources and understanding what's there for them and having that voice. And so we appreciate you for being who you are and inviting us into that world.
Thank you so much. And if you're looking to get into seniors helping seniors, either as an employee, maybe, or if you're in need of their services, if you look down below in our comments, I will have the contact information for Kebe. She's got a page on our directory. I'll link you to the directory where her social media contacts are, her website, her phone number. You'll be able to get in touch with her to get that ball rolling with her as well. And if you're in a different part of the country, seniorshelpingseniors.com will help you find a franchise in your area. Hopefully that will be able to help you as well. Kebe, thank you again.
You too. Have a happy new year.
You as well. Take care.